What is going on, guys? Punk845 here, and I wanted to kind of give a another episode for Baldur's Gate because I went on kind of a rant, and I didn't mean for that to happen. So, and I didn't really talk about the game that much, so I'm gonna rectify that right now. So, rectify. Um, Sorry, I'm childish. Anyway, uh, rectum. Shut up. anyway, anyway, um, so yeah, Baldur's Gate is an RPG. It's basically, for those of you who have never played D&D, it's it's basically like playing D&D. And it's kind of it's a nice little like open like door, like nice little gateway, nice little first step into ball and into D&D. So if you like this, you could, without so much limitations, because believe it or not, it is kind of limited by comparison to D&D, because D&D is, it's your imagination, which is unlimited. You can, like, you could try out D&D if you like this. If you didn't like it, you didn't like it. I know a lot of people didn't like the turn-based thing. I love turn-based combat. I think it gives me time to kind of like, I'm not a big fan of like the Souls games. I think the only ones I really liked were Bloodborne and Elden Ring, and that's it. I didn't really like any of the Dark Souls games or the Demon Souls. I didn't like Neo. I didn't, so if you don't like, and that's just me. So that's me. That's on me. I don't like that type of game. I don't like that type of combat. I don't like that type of stuff. So if you don't like turn based, you might not like that, and that's okay. You can not like it. It's fine. You're wrong, but no, you're not. It's just not your cup of tea. I get it. But and your choices matter in the game. And there's Larian said there's over like 7,000 different ending variations to the game, or something like that. Like, there's a lot of different endings, which is really rad. Your choices matter, your dialogue matters, the smallest of things matter. I said in the last video that, like, my friend, he played a tiefling druid, and that they go to a camp where there is a tiefling and a druid camp at war with each other. And I'm like, okay, so there's a there's you could have, they're going to mention either it's druid, or the fact that he's a druid, or the fact that he's a tiefling. They mentioned both, which was awesome. There's another one where, sorry, my ADHD is bad. There's another one where, like, you know you can mention the fact that, like, oh, like, I'm a sorcerer, so they mention that, like, oh, you're a powerhouse in the world of magic, like, so even like your small little bit of like choices matter in these games, even things you think are insignificant. But every time you do try to convince someone or something, you have to do a check, so you have to roll a 20-sided die. And when you do that, you have to have a certain number that you have to beat. If you beat it, then you get to do it. If you don't beat it, you can either use an inspiration to re-roll, or just accept that you didn't do it, and that's fine. Or save scum. So, but yeah, there's so much. You could take one of the big final bosses. He's like surrounded by like all his henchmen, but you could pick him up, transport him out of there, and then beat him, like, just kill him by himself. If there's so much you can do in this game. It is awesome. It is so badass. Even if you meet the characters out of order, because I think Shadowheart's the first one you're supposed to meet, and then Astarion's the second. But if you meet, like, Karlak, who's like the last party member, one of the last party members you get, I think she's the last one you get in Act One. You can go back and, like, to Astarion and he reacts to her, and she reacts to him. There's so much, like, if you kill one of the main characters, they have like fail safes for that. And what that means is that they have a backup plan for it. So if you kill one of the main characters, they will like get replaced by a different character, and then that character gets replaced. And so on. And there's so much, like, you know, they pretty much thought of everything with this game. Like, if you can think it, you can do it, which is awesome. It is, the story is deep, the story is heavy. It takes a lot of the, like, RPG tropes and kind of turns them on their head. Like, for example, Shadow Hearts. This is minor spoilers, by the way. So if you don't want to hear it, feel free to swipe away or click away or whatever. But Shadowheart, she's a cleric. So, so you're thinking clerics are like holy, Jesus, all that stuff, religious, which she is religious, but like you think them as like patrons of good. Turns out she basically worships a dark evil god. So it's like you meet someone and you're like, oh, I'm a priest, and you're like, oh, okay, that's really awesome. So you believe in God and Jesus and all that stuff. And he's like, no, I'm a priest for the devil, and you're like, oh, all right. So it's really like an interesting, like, thing. Like, you just don't expect it. Will, who is like supposed to be like the folk hero, like, basically like Captain America and everything, but he made a deal with the devil, so he's got that like internal conflict with him. It's really interesting and cool. So those are some minor spoilers for that, but that's the thing. Just like with Red Dead Redemption 2, each character it's very character deep. It's a game about characters, and the characters have interesting stories, and it's amazing. It is well thought out, and it's brilliant. I love it. But yeah, these games are wonderful. I highly recommend this game. Highly recommend it. Like I said, this is a quick review, so by quick I mean like 10 minutes or less. But yeah, thank you all so much for watching my second one of this. Please like, comment, share, and subscribe. If you're watching this on YouTube, and if you're watching this on TikTok, please follow me. Like the video. And thank you all so much. Have a good day. Bye bye.